Hello, I'm down here now. Let's not dilly-dally, let's get cracking, shall we? First up, I'd make my rocks. I'd make the cliff the rock scene, because that's how I'm going to base the rest of the scale of the scene off the other objects, positions, things like that. It will be with the cliff face first. So, let's get started. Get yourself a plane, if you haven't got it already. Shift-A, Mesh, Plane. And then into viewport rendering mode, and let's start making the material. Now this is how I would normally set up every procedural material I'm planning on making. So do this and you'll have some cool control. So first up, I would use Q, but because my list is excessive, and Blender, please make this alphabetical. Shift A, we're going to start with the texture, which is the majority of it's based on, which is the Voronoi, classic. And around this, we'll put this in the middle, and we're going to put stuff either side. So first off, no, habit is pressing Q. So we want an input texture coordinate right over here. Shift A, we're going to need a separate X, Y, Z right there, and Shift A, converter, combine X, Y, Z like that, and that can go there, that can go there, and then we're also going to want Shift A, I'll explain as we go, a separate separate RGB, converter, combine RGB. Alright, that's pretty much how we start. So the texture coordinate, we're going to use object, so everything will be based on the shape of the object, not the UVs, no unwrapping necessary, just it just uses the object. And cool thing, Alt right click, and you can just quickly connect these bad boys up, and then it doesn't work quite here because we want the distance output, and it always goes with position, I think. Alt right click, and then this will go for now into put a color ramp, Shift A, converter color ramp, put that guy there, and then plug that guy right in the back of the BSDF there, and we're gonna have to change some things. So we first off change that to 2D. In fact, I'll show you why. And distance to edge. Excuse me. If it's 3D, you get these janky little bits there. I don't want you guys. So go to 2D. Bush. They're gone. Alright, let's start mucking around with the coordinates, shall we? So first up, what we're doing here is we're going to manipulate these edges, the coordinates basically, before it gets to the Voronoi, and then these two are messing with the colours, which adds to the displacement that we're going to create here. So Shift A, converter, math, Shift A, texture, noise texture, and then just group select them, Shift D to copy them, drop them down there. And we're gonna basically add this, the coordinates of this, and add them to the coordinates of this, so that we get, you'll see. And always, all these extra nodes we need to also connect to the object, so that they're all sharing the same mapping. And put this noise into the bottom, put the X into the top, and then join that into the X over the other side, and you can see what's happened. And then we'll do the same over here, that in the bottom, put the Y in the top, because we're manipulating left, right, up, down coordinates now, and put that into the yellow, and then we get this hideous mess. So first off, let's lower the scale of the noise to 2, maybe. And then if we lower the scale of the Voronoi to 2, 3, yeah. So you see what we've done there. By adding adding the noise coordinates over on top of the coordinates of the Voronoi, we now get this cool. We can control the edge. I don't know if I press M. No, it doesn't work. If I control, no, yeah, you know what a Voronoi looks like. So now let's just get the displacement going. So we need, stop pressing Q. We need a vector. We need a vector displacement to displace the vector. And plug that into height. And plug that displacement output into displacement. And it will do that. Which clearly looks nothing like rocks. If yours is doing this, it's not displacing. Go to the material tab down here, click on that to remove it. We don't want to see it. And then here under settings, displacement, change that from bump only to displacement and bump. And hey presto, that's too much bump, so let's take that down to 0.5. That's on the scale of the displacement. 0.5, yeah, 0.4. Alright. Okay, now what we haven't done, well, yours actually likely won't look like that. Yours will still look like that if you've changed the displacement. Just, I didn't say this at the beginning, go back to edit mode, edit viewport shading mode, right, tab into edit mode, and then just select the face with A, and then right click subdivide to 3, and now add a subdivision surface. You don't need to be, in fact let's just go for this, let's go to supported and put that up to 6, and now go back. I mean, that's going to depend on what your computer can handle and render, but 6 seems fine for me. So now it's getting there, you know, but we can mess with it more, and one of the best ways is simply by cranking up the detail, and you can see instantly it looks more rocky. It's still a bit big, so I'm just going to dump the scale down to 1, 2, 1.5. So, you know, look at that. Looks like rocks, doesn't it? Sweet. That didn't take long. And that's the way you get started. Now we can add more, or in fact multiply more, by messing around with the colours now that it's been through the displacement. Oh, I didn't just stop. No, I didn't. Now it's been through the displacement. So here's the same thing again. Just copy these two, your noise and your math, duplicate, whack it over here, and then you want to take the X and E, the bottom, the top, and from there to there. And what did that do? So this is, we don't want to add it, we want to multiply over the top. And well, you can see it's already starting to have an effect. If we bump up the scale, it's affecting these already nasty areas. I'm trying to see if we can see that better. So let's take the roughness down. Let's put the scale right up. You see now what it's doing. It's this bittiness on these certain edges. So, but that's too much for me. It's a bit wobbly, and I haven't got enough roughness. There we go. So we're just adding a bit of roughness to the rest of the rocks, and that's pretty much all we need to do to make it. Simply to colour it, we've already got it ready. Just into a colour ramp, we've gone out of the colour ramp, out of the combine RGB into here, and now we can muck with the colours. And I like B-spline because it's smooth. Drag that guy right up on there, but not too much. Not too much. Let's change that to grey. Not that grey. Okay, and then maybe less. So yeah, you can see what's going on there. I'm also going to take the roughness up and the specular down because I don't want shiny rocks. Hey, look, there you go. You know, we got some cool looking rocks, man. Check that out. Okay, so that's where we start, and I'm gonna end it there after 11 minutes. It might be less actually. And then we're going to come back and refine this a bit more. We're going to shape it into more of a cliff shape, and then base the rest of the scene from that. Get involved in making the grass and the other rocks, and then finish it. Alright, cool. I hope that was informative. Very simple to do, you know, and looks great. So I'll see you in the next one. Fare thee well. Bye bye.